Hi everyone, welcome to Meet the Maker, and today we're here with Mike Susko. Mike, thank you so much for inviting us along. Really looking forward to speaking with you.
Hi, thanks Damien. It's really great to meet you as well. I mean, I'm honored that you come into our humble home and with our humble rocking horse and
break it
and here to ask me some questions, I guess. I've just begged Damien to please let me show some of my more recent work, because like hopefully, you know, watch it. I'm always getting better. We don't know. So basically, we're going to do another layering thing. This is an Ouroboros, which is a snake eating its tail. I'm going to layer that over the with the rose window, but that's not what I really want to show you. Let's put these here. This is the multiverse again, but that's not what I want to show you. But I printed that out just so I could see what it looked like with black. But I want to show you these because these are new.
I just love that one. That's just wonderful.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it. This is very labor intensive. So this is the multiverse painted on black. This is the ultra black. So it's really, really black, and you can see how velvety it is. And it's using the transfer gilding, it's very rainbow effect because it's actually slightly different colors of a transfer gilding. It comes in all colors, so it's mostly used the gold, but to give it a variety, I do thing. Now this one here, that's the multiverse. This is called the Knot verse, like K-N-O-T verse, and this is another transfer gilding piece. That's basically a knotted trivet I found again on the internet. I just liked it, and I thought, if anything is going to make me go insane, this will. And I've managed to complete it, which is really like a lot of work.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to show you that. And I don't know if there might be another one under here. This is another multiverse one. This is what I'm experimental, kind of trying to push gilding past it. There's just one more I want to show you, and that's then we can. Yeah, most of the stuff I do seems to be pretty structured, but I drew this picture of a dandelion, and it's got crushed glass on it, and it's I just really like it. Had a lot of pressure from my dad, right, to wanted me to be an engineer, which is I love science and stuff like that, but didn't really want to do it. I said I want to study art, and he was making some decent money. He ran his own business, so he said, like, I'll pay you to study engineering, but I'm not going to pay for you to study art. And I'm a pretty stubborn person, right? I had a small inheritance from my grandfather who'd given each one of his 14 grandchildren a little bit of money, and I got in my car, which I spent $300 for, and I drove with a friend Tom. I drove to Arizona. We took basically 48 or 50 hours nonstop. Drove to Arizona through an unbelievable blizzard, and we got there and parked on a street in Scottsdale, which is a really nice, suburb of Phoenix, and slept in the car. We're on someone's road, and we I woke up, and it was 70 degrees, which I don't know, but at 20 or something like that, 18, and got out of the car. We'd been driving for 3 or 4 days, and looked down the road, and there was all these orange trees and the beautiful kind of dark green leaves with oranges on them, I was like, I was like, I didn't expect this to happen, but the voice in my head said, "You're never going back. I'm never going back. I'm not going back to this frozen, unbelievable wasteland." And I was there on my own, and so I continued living in my car because I wasn't going back. I wasn't anything to go back to, you know, cold and no job, and my parents were like, get a job, and I said, there are no jobs, and go to college. I said, I can't afford it. So I ended up like living in my car, like a lot of people do in America now, right? It's become a thing, hasn't it? Like living in your car. So I lived in my car for, I don't know, months and months. But you know, I was 22, and it was hard, but it was also an adventure. Yeah, I did a series of 10 paintings, and they're all circular, and I call it circles, because why not, you know? But the first painting was a picture of, which is actually the designer of the shirt, the Large Hadron Collider. So that is part of a diptych, and I drew that out and painted it in watercolor, and I used the kind of sort of theme that I was talking about, like whereas it's got this conceptual rigor, or maybe not rigor but structure, and then but also I just, you know, let myself have fun with the colors because, you know, it was beautiful, and I paired that with a dome of and I stole this idea, by the way, so I paired from a book. I paired that with a dome of the Basilica of Superga, and it's a church in Italy, in Turin, I think it is, which is the home of the Savoy family, the Dukes of Savoy. So the Basilica dome is supposed to represent or get people to think about using religion to find God or find truth. And of course the Hadron Collider is supposed to look for the Higgs boson, which is a very heavy particle knocking about. And they found it, but they used to call it the God particle, right? So it's God and God. But like, and I put those, there are diptychs, so I put them side by side and said, well, you know, I'm not telling you what to believe, but like, look at the kind of, you know, historical kind of pull, and, you know, between the concepts of this, and you don't have to believe in God, and physics itself is not a belief system. It's just like stuff that happens. So, but I kind of want to overlay them with the kind of thread of looking for God. Yes, welcome to our gallery of galleries. These moon pictures here, there's 4 of them, they're made for the Works With Festival 2 years ago, and they're part of all the circles theme. The black moon and white moon are kind of opposites of each other. The gold stuff is this 3D gilding stuff. It's you basically called transfer gilding, where you put the glue on, or this binder dries, and then you get a piece of like plastic that's got some metal on it. You put it on there and peel it off, and hey presto, you've got a kind of really nice, you know. This moon, if I hold it up, this is the first one I did. I just thought, you know, I like the moon. Why not? And this it's got a multimedia. Oh, it is oil paint and watercolor and that gilding stuff. And this one here, it's a poem in the top is in Farsi script, which is Persian, and the bottom is English script, and it's all traced out with that gold stuff. This painting here, this is the insulin molecule. I'm going to do a whole series of biomolecules. Like again, we talked about, you know, culture and everything. Insulin is a very important molecule in our culture. A lot of people with diabetes, a lot of people consume a lot of sugar because companies put too much sugar in food, and they're just so they can make profit. This is an original hand painted watercolor. Okay, and it's I'll show you how we've done it before. So this is what's called a Pisanki or whatever. It's a Ukrainian Easter egg. This painting here is its predecessor, and I took this rose window, which I found on the internet, which is actually in California. I made this painting with it by basically, tracing out the sort of, shapes and colored in this, the kind of rebate or whatever. Because I have tracing paper that I use, or tracing film, I had that outline of the rose window there. It was stacked just randomly on top of another tracing, which is the tracing of this Ukrainian egg. And the idea here is just to kind of make something different, something that evolved, and then this is another evolution of that, and try and basically, so you can take one painting and make another painting from it. It's quite easy. So it becomes, so they hang together as a theme, I guess. They should, but they can evolve a lot and really quite look different. And then, just like us, I guess, we've evolved from worms or something, haven't we? During the pandemic, I had a lot of time on my hands. I got involved in programming in my computer to do the patterns in this book. I know it's going to be quite a broad day today. I mean, so this is a book from David Mitchell, who runs Scarthen Books in Crumford. Dr. David Mitchell, he's called, and he wrote this book on lattice labyrinth tessellations. The algorithms he used to do the patterns here, because this book is about tessellations, which is like one shape that repeats over and over on the 2D plane. I thought that I could take the algorithm that he made, the rules, and write a computer program that would generate this. Okay, so I'm going to show you a bit how I work with Dave Mitchell's tessellations that he's done for the book. On the screen, I've got this folder called New Daves. There's loads of new Dave things, and it's ones that I haven't even seen before. Some, and they're fascinating patterns. Birthday, Jamie.
June 2nd.
January the 2nd. Shall we try January the 2nd?
Absolutely.
January the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd. Here we are. Yay! Oh my God, it's really cool. Okay, the January the 2nd, there's two of them. Okay, this is one. I'll open this one. January the 2nd. It's actually just a bunch of squares, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
So we like that one. Can you see it? All
Yeah.
right. All right, so we go. So let's take this one. So the tessellation tile, the one that's repeating is just the cross. Take one cell here, and I'm going to go into Pathfinder and unite that into one object. So now that's a square, right? So if not square, it's a cross. So if I just pick another color here, you can see that it's crossed. In my normal kind of like work, I would just copy that, paste in their copy, and then just move it over, so these tessellations have to like fill the entire thing, and try and get it close enough so it doesn't have too much of a border, and then we can color that. Say, oh, that's a nice color, and then you just copy and paste that again, and so you have that, and then you just literally duplicate it. So in no time, I'm gonna fill the whole screen up. Once I've got that done, then I can start messing with it to do whatever I want. So we almost got if you're gonna make a shirt with it, a t-shirt or whatever, it needs to be a nice solid thing. Now if I duplicate all of it, it looks like it will fit. For some reason, that random kind of duplication the edges match. So now I've got like a bunch of them. So I think personally, I really like this. I think this would be this would really be a beautiful, fabric pattern. One of the powerful things about this software, first thing it can do, I can select all the red ones. It recognizes that they're all red, so give me all the red ones. And so what I think I might do is fill all the red ones with a gradient. And so now I need put the gradient fill on, and where's the gradient? There it is. And but it's black and white gradient, so it's a bit boring. So if I want it, I can choose purple and white, and that's pretty cool. And so I kind of like that a lot. So I'm going to recheck and select all the blue ones. Let's just fill with the same gradient. And then that kind of gives an overlapping, almost scale-like thing, which is pretty cool, and you can see there. And if I don't like that, and then I can reverse the gradient. So now I've got a kind of almost interference pattern. With all these kind of tools, you can experiment more or less endlessly with patterns and stuff. One other cool thing you can do is if I take that and I select the same fill and stroke, fill color, and I combine those into one object, so a compound path, make that a compound path, then you can see that now the fill, let's put another color in there. The fill spans the entire group, just the one object. See, these are individually filled with a nice purple, a purple white gradient. These now are a group, and if you can see, they work together. They're filled with the gradient as a group. And that's a lot of that same effect is what I've used in a lot of the shirts so far, because it makes the kind of non-grouped ones float over the thing. And that's it, sort of. I don't know.
I love the playfulness. There's no pre-plan. It's just, I'll try this, I'll try that, and suddenly you go, oh,
yeah.
I like that. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. People often they turn their nose up at computer art, like oh, use a computer for that. Oh, it's somehow not creative. It's somehow not art. It's somehow not satisfying. But if you have even basic skills with something like this, it's really fun. I mean, I love it. And you can make some. I mean, we've made some absolutely beautiful patterns with these. I've got some of them printed out here. I made a t-shirt, like traditional t-shirts, where you just have the kind of A3 or so shirt, printed shirt, but not very satisfying. And the same shirt printer prints like the entire shirt. It's a bit more money, but so we started printing up these shirts based on the tessellations that either I generated with the script I wrote, or the ones that Dave made, and I altered on the computer. And this is the first one I made. This is called David calls it a Fibonacci tessellation. So it's a Fibonacci. Oh, it has a number to it, but I'm not sure. I think it's 25. 6 or something. Each one of these tessellation families has 2 seed numbers to it, but basically it's kind of a hexagonal based tessellation, and it's hard to trace out the actual core pattern, but it's this sort of thing here. It's just this shape, and then they literally interlock the whole way through. Anyway, so I got started into doing that, and people, thankfully, have started becoming interested. So this, so I'll show you. So this is a tessellation pattern generated from the software. You can see you can have any level of intricacy here, and it's got I gave it a random. It picks 4 random colors and then random four or 6, and And I just generated a bunch of them until I liked the color palette. Although you could control these if you want. It just came out nice. And so this one here, so it's a nice blazer. And then we have, this is another one, the same tessellation, slightly smaller. The pattern is slightly smaller. But I was trying to get something that looked like some of the sort of Scottish color palettes, in their tweeds. And we call this digital tweed because it's not really tweed, but it's really digital. So, so have sold a few of those, even at Worksworth. And then so we talked about started out like things get more complicated as you go on. So this is a fairly complicated pattern, but then I started messing around with my computer to, an Adobe Illustrator or other package, and then you're just using some of Dave's core patterns to push the envelope, filling them in with different types of gradient fills and different. So this has got a gradient fill on the main things, and then they've got these orange borders, which I just thought this took a while. You don't get it right the first time. It take a while to kind of get something that you like. It's a lot of experimentation on the computer, but it's really fun. I realized that I could use my own artwork as well to make shirts, and so here's one. I'll take it out of the package. And we can compare it to its original artwork, which is
the Ukrainian egg.
the Ukrainian egg. Let's go. Let's walk over.
Mike, it's been absolutely fabulous. We've been doing this for hours, and I've just loved every minute of it. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you like the finished video.
Well, I hope so. Well, of course I would like the finished video. It's all about me.